रामेणाभिहता निशाचरचमो रामाय तस्मै नमः रामान्नास्ति परायणं परतरं रामस्य दासोऽस्म्यहम् रामे चित्तलयः भवतु मे भो राम मामुद्धर राम रामेति रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने अय्यण् रुल्रक् एयोंग अयौच हयवरट् लण् न्यमङ्गणनं जबै गडदश जबगडदश ख फ छ ठ थ च च तव खपै शशसर हल इति सूत्राणि. When I'm not seeing the mic of Anu or Hari on my screen, when are you there?
Yeah, I see Anu is alright, and Hari has been muted. Now I just unmuted him. Say hi.
Yeah.
Hari.
No,
Namaste Satishi, Namaste Benji.
Namaste. I don't see any. For some reason, my mic thing is blank today.
Oh, now you are a presenter. I'll
make
make you
organizer. Make you organizer
also. Let's see.
That's the reason. That's okay.
You see now?
Now I can see them.
Now okay.
Okay, now I can see them. Good. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Now we are fine.
I'm muting myself, so
that's fine. That's fine. I cannot mute you. Organize. I cannot mute you. So you're organizer. So
yeah,
I'm muted myself.
Okay.
So,
so last time we were doing this shloka number 85. We did kind of quickly. We can do it one more time. So gunair aradhayamasuhu te gurum guruvatsalaha tameva chaturantesham ratnairiva maharnavaha. One more time. Gunaihi aradhayamasuhu te gurum guruvatsalaha tam eva chaturantesham ratnaihi iva maharnavaha. So Padachida one more time is Gunaihi aradhayamasuhu te gurum guruvatsalaha tam eva chaturantesham ratnaihi iva maharnavaha. The compounds are, we have Guru Vatsalaha. So inside the compound we have Guru and Vatsala. These two padas are there. Then we have Chaturantesham. So we have Chatur, Anta and Isha. Chaturantesham. And we have Maharnavaha. So it is Mahat plus Arnava. Mahat plus Arnava. So Mahar, that's the Karmadharya compound. So simple sentence here is Te Gurum Aradhayamasuhu, subject, object, verb. So they generally Aradhayamasuhu means they worship their Guru, would be the general meaning. But here it means, because Smalinatha says Aradhayamasuhu equals Anandayamasuhu. So they made him happy. They made him happy. So Anandayamasuhu. Now this is the Anuprayoga lit form, which we have seen before. The trademark of this one is the Am Pratyaya, which is here. And the main sutram which comes for this is there are only about 4 or 5 sutras for this. And the 3135 to 3139 tell you when does the Am Pratyaya come. So Kas Pratyayad Amamantre Liti. This is the 31. This is the main sutram is 3135. And the main part of that, this Kas is one single dhatu, but Pratyayad. So any derived dhatu cannot take the Dvitva lit. It has to take the Anuprayoga lit. That's a simple, remember that important thing. If you have any derived dhatu which is sadhita dhatu, like, the sanajanta dhatavaha. So up to this sanajanta dhatavaha means any nijanta, sananta, yangantas. And after that, the most common is the nijanta only, because others are much less common. So most of the time when you have in Bhagavad Gita, we only have the Anuprayoga lit with the nijantas. Ashvasayamasa, darshayamasa. So this is the very common combination of the nich plus the anuprayoga lit. And the aya, this aya which you can see, that is what is also you do. When you see that aya plus the am pratyaya, if it's a tinganta form, you can pretty much say this is going to be anuprayoga lit. As Anton has mentioned, the most, even though Panini says you can use as, bhu, kru, any one of these three, the most common is as dhatu only, which is what we have in the Gita. Only as dhatu. You could have said aradhayam babhuvuhu, aradhayam chakruhu, you could have said, but those are much less common forms. So so that means that we have to see this aya plus this ayama plus asa. This is what we have to try to keep in your mind about this. Now, the grammar, we already done the grammar before, but just quickly refresh your memory. Generally what happens is that the sutra Niraniti says that when you have any pratyaya which is ardha dhatuka, doesn't have an idagama, the prior nich drops. Very important sutram, 6451, Niraniti, nehe aniti. So anidadav ardha dhatuke pare ne lopasyat. So that is, which comes in many places, you'll have applicable, Niraniti. That should have been applicable here. The nich should have dropped. So when you do the dhatu is rad. Of course, a is the upasarga. And when we do the, so that is 6451, Niraniti. So when you have the, when you do the a plus dhatu rad, and then you have the, first of all you have to put the nich pratyaya here. So rad plus nich, when you make it, you will make it aradhi. And then to that you have to add lit and then go through that, you bring in the am pratyaya, and then what happens is that by the sutra amaha, the lit entirely goes away, and we are left only with the aradhi plus am. Now, as I mentioned to you, this e should have dropped by Niraniti, but it is we need something to make it into aya. So that is a special rule just for this few pratyayas. The nich becomes aya. So that's 6455 down here says ay am antal vayentvi ishnushu. So when these pratyayas follow, the nich becomes I. Instead of dropping, it becomes I. So that 6455 is the reason why the nich is staying, is becoming I. So then the E becomes I, you get aradhayam. And then what happens, anuprayoga means that following this this amanta, you get the as, bhu or kru with their own lit pratyaya. That is what is called anuprayoga. Means following that a new dhatu comes with its own lit. So really this aradhayam is a subanta. It is not a tinganta, but only that asuhu is a tinganta madam. And that is what is given by this 3135, 40 rather. Krinchanu prayujyate liti. That's what happens. So that's how this form comes in. The last thing to point out is generally the dhatu as does not have any other lakaras except lat, lot, lung and vidhiling, because the fact that when any pratyaya which follows is going to be a pratyaya ardha dhatuka, then as becomes bhu by aster bhu. Aster bhu will normally put the as into bhu. So that is the sutra number 2452, aster bhu. So you will not get, like for example, in the future tense, it will become bhavishyati. You will not have a future tense form of dhatu as. It will become bhu only. But that did not happen here. That did not happen in this aradhayama suhu, because vachana samarthyat. The fact that Panini is saying that you can use as, bhu and kru, obviously the as has to be allowed to take the lit forms over here. So this is the only place where you will see the as dhatu followed by pratyaya which is ardha dhatuka. In this case it is a lit pratyaya. and still remaining as us, not becoming bhu. So that's one more thing to keep in mind. Then of course, as we mentioned, the lit, you can only have to worry about these third person only. 95% have only third person. So you only have the null atus us. In case of tip tasji, you get null atus us. So that of course is in 3.4. You see this null atus us, the lasya dikara. In 3.482, you got parasnipadanam, null atus us, etc. So that's the us pratyaya. So that is what we got, the aradhayama. So again, we're not going through all the steps because we've done them before. If you have any questions, you can ask, or you can look up. This is the same steps you'll have in the 10th Gana Dhatu. If you look up in Shastriji Volume 2, like Chorayama Suhu, same steps over here also. Of course, there it is Swarthe. Here it may not be Swarthe, depending on the Dhatu Rad, where it is. But the Prakriya is the same. If Rad is in 10th Gana, then it's also Swarthe here also. Okay. So Aradhayama Suhu. Te is what? Look at the commentary. Te Kumaraha. Te Kumaraha. So because generally when you have a Tat Padam, Yat Padam Apekshate, you have to look for a Yat Padam. Yat Padam is not over here. Means you say Purvoktam. Purvoktaha. Puro Nirupitaha. Described before. So that's how you get the Te equals Kumaraha. Simple sentences. Te Kumaraha. Gurum Aradhayama Suhu equals Anandayama Suhu. Now, Gurum normally would mean, of course, mean like Acharya, teacher. But Gurum can also mean someone who is senior. So then he says, Gurum is Pitaram. Very simple. Gurum equals Pitaram. Means in this case, it means their father, not their teacher, like Vasishta or somebody. It means their father. So now, so far, what do we have? So te equals Kumaraha, Gurum equals Pitaram, Dvitya Ekavachanam, Anandayama Suhu. And we can replace the shloka words with the terms given in the commentary, make it easy for us. So those young boys, they made their father happy. Then we can. That's the basic sentence. There's upama coming down below, and there are some other things hanging around. So this is what should be your strategy, is to take the Tingantam Padam and then try to find the Karta, and of course you see if it's active or passive, and if you may have a karma there, you try to find the karma, and then something in Tritiya we can take it later, and this adjective you can take later. Upama is down here, but the basic sentence is that much only. So start from Tinganta Padam, try to find the karta, karma if it's available, and then look at the other things afterwards. So first thing is now Gunaihi. So Gunaihi. So Gunaihi means this is probably Karana Bhutaihi. This by means of, by their qualities. Means Sadgunaihi is understood. Even the guna can mean any qualities, Sadguna, Durguna. But here, of course, if nothing is mentioned, Gunaihi probably means here Sadgunaihi, by the good qualities. And Malinatha gives a commentary, Vinayadibhi. So good qualities such as their humility, etc. Vinayadibhi Gunaihi. So making it clear these qualities, what kind of qualities they had. So by means of their humility, etc., they pleased their father. They have an adjective now. The Kumaraha has an adjective. It says Guru Vatsalaha. Here also, Guru Vatsalaha generally, Vatsala means somebody who's dear. So Vatsa is like a very, Vatsa also means a calf of a cow. But Vatsa is, Vatsala is also means someone who's dear to you. So Guru Vatsala would have been a different meaning. But here he says Pitru Bhaktaha. So he's taking Guru again as meaning Pitru. He's taking Vatsala as Bhaktaha. So they were devoted to their father. So slightly different meaning. So let's go to let's see what Apteji has to say. You can use our dictionary. So let's see what he gives for Vatsala. Vatsala. Sorry, Vatsala. Let's see what we find in Apte Vatsala. Let's see here. Okay. This is the way I try to lecture after is to put the Devanagari itself makes it really easy. Look at words starting with and look at the search entries only. You can search this one. Let's see what it says. Vatsala. Is child loving, affectionate towards children or offspring. So Vatsala Dhenuhu. So it's like it's like parental affection. It's parental affection. Affectionate towards, fondly loving, devoted. But see, devoted to also. So that's what I think when I say devoted to. So they were devoted to. They were fondly loving their father. So that's the meaning that we are taking here. So he says, Guru Vatsalaha is Pitru Bhaktaha. So they were devoted to their father, means they were fondly loved their father. So those boys, those Kumaras who were devoted to or really loved their father, made him happy by means of their good qualities. That's what we have. And then comes the Upama down here. How do you know Upama is coming? That Iva is, if you look at that Iva is tells you that we're going to look at Upama. And of course that is the Kalidas trademark that we see many times. But the Iva, or you may have a Yatha, something like that, that tells you. Now, when you have the Upama, Upameya, you have to match the Vibhaktis. Okay. Now, the one thing strange in Upama is that this Dasharatha that is participating on both sides here. There's a common term on both sides. So let's look at the Vibhaktis down here. Tam eva, I'm sorry. Okay. Tam eva chaturantesham ratnairiva maharnavaha. So we can easily spot that maharnavaha are compared to te kumaraha. Okay. And ratnaihi is compared to gunaihi. So tritiya and prathama. It's very easy. But then tam, this eva means that this tam dasharatham is samana rupena sitam. So it is standing on both sides of means that the Ramadayaha Dasharatham aradhayamasuhu maharnavaha api tameva Dasharatham aradhayamasuhu. The same Dasharatha. Now this also the verb will not be repeated. We have seen this many times. When you have a verb, it will not be repeated on both sides of the Upama. Only one side they will put it. So aradhayamasu has to be taken on both sides. That's a common term. Aradhayamasuhu. So yatha, so maharnavaha ratnaihi iva tam aradhayamasuhu. Now one more last adjective we see here is that, and let's look at the commentary, is tam. Clearly Malinatha says Dasharatham. Again, we don't have any yat padam here. I think what he means is the same Dasharatha was mentioned on this side. That's why he says tam eva. Maybe the commentary makes it clear. Tam Dasharatham. Okay. Now one more compound. Chatur anta isham. Chatur anta. Chatur means, of course, means the number 4. Anta normally means end. And Isha, of course, you mean one who rules, the master, Swami. So there, what does he say? This is the Vigraha Vakyam he gives. Chaturnam antanam equals digantanam isham. So one thing you have to get used to is that within the Vigraha Vakyam is a vritti contained in there. Within the Vigraha Vakyam you have a vritti. So he gives the meaning inside the Vigraha Vakyam. Vigraha Vakyam is only Chaturnam antanam isham. That's the Vigraha Vakyam. But inside that he's saying antanam equals diggantanam. So that part is just an equal to sign here. We can put it like in brackets, So Chaturnam, Antanam, open bracket, equals Digantanam, close bracket, Isham. So clearly it's a Shashti Tatpurushaha, double. So Chaturnam, Antanam, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. Chaturnam, Chaturanta is not, we have a Karmadharya, followed by the Shashti Tatpurushaha. But Chaturnam Antanam is in the Samajikaranam. This Samajikaranam. Chaturanta Samajikaranam. So he was the master of the 4 quarters. He was the lord of the 4 quarters. So 4 and quarter refer to the same item. They're the same 4 quarters. So Chaturanta is become a Karmadharya Samasa, and then following the Karmadharya you have a Shashi Tatpurusha. So it's a Karmadharya Garbha Shashi Tatpurusha. So it has a Karmadharya inside that. Now, a couple of things. Why? So Anta, I said Anta normally means an end, but here he says Digganta. So Digganta means end of the direction, means the quarters. So that's what he's clarifying for you. So Anta equals, you have to understand is Digganta. And then one more problem comes here is that, which we just understand what he's saying. Taditartha iti adina uttara pada samasaha. So what is he saying there? I think we went through it briefly last time, but what happens is that when you have the samajikaran tatpurusha, which is called karmadharya, you generally cannot use a digvachaka or sankhyavachaka as a purvapada unless you have the sanya, vishesha sanya you have. The example which they normally give when you say saptarishayaha, that is a sadhu prayoga. It's a good compound because vasishthayaha saptarishayaha you can have. So they are the prasiddha saptarishayaha. But you cannot say pancha brahmanaha. So that will be because you don't have any real Chaturveda you can say, but you cannot say pancha brahmanaha. So now how come he's saying Chaturanta? Is that, but that has another way you can make this is that if you have one of the following three conditions, if that compound is part of a bigger compound, then you can still use that number. You can say Pancha Brahman Kulam. That is allowed. It's a family, there are 5 Brahmanas. So that is allowed. Pancha Brahman is not allowed, Pancha Brahman Kulam is allowed. That's what's here happening here. So either you have to have the Uttarapada, or it should be a Tadhita Artha. I mean there should be a Tadhita coming after that. So if you have a Tadhita coming after that compound, or it's part of a bigger compound, then you can you can do that. So that one is Sutam Tadhita Uttarapada. Or if you have the Samahara. So these three conditions, you can still use a Karmadharya with this Sankhya or Dig as a Pura Pada. As I think I mentioned this many times, but one more time. Samasa means you have to find some sutram in 2122 to form the samasa. No samasa can be formed unless there is something in 2.1, 2.2 which authorizes that. Just like no vibhakti can be done unless you have some sutram in 2.3 which authorizes that. Remember these things for the rest of your life now, is that you want to form any samasa, you have to start with 2.1 or 2.2. If you want to bring any vibhakti, any su or just any what you want to bring, you have to find some sutram in 2.3 to justify that. So it's good practice. Of course, most of them are very obvious. You don't spend too much time. But still, if I practice for you, every subanta which you bring, you have, and see, these are very short padas, very short. 2.1 has only, what, it has, 72 sutras. 2.2 has only 38. So that's only 108 together. But 2.3 also has only, I think, 73, I think it has. 73. So they're not very long sections. So it's very, very nice if you can make it a habit from now on. Before you bring any sub-ending, you just go to 2.3 and find which sutra you're using. Or maybe Vartikam also. Before you form any samasa, you can please come to 2.1 or 2.2 and see what sutra you're using. If of course we don't know, you can ask. We can actually look for it. Now the one that within that 2122, from 2122 to 2222 is Tatpurushas. From 2122 to 2222, and within that, the latter half of 2.1 has Karmadharya Samasas. And there he says the first thing says is so we start from 2122, and here itself he says so the Samadhikaranam starts from about from 2149 to end of 21 is the Karmadharya Samasas. And there the very first one says dik sankhya sanyayam. Now why are we going through all this? Because we are trying to find out what Malinatha is saying by that statement which he says this tadita artha ityadina uttarapada samasa. What does he mean by that? So he says 2151 is what he has given. So here from 2149 started is samanadhikaranena. That means the karmadharyas. The samadhikarana tattva is karmadharya. So he said dik sankhya, very first thing he said dik sankhya sanyaya. So this is a niyamartham sutram. The dik and sankhya vachaka can only be a purvapada with sanyaya. But next one he says taditartha uttarapada samaharecha. So even if sanya is not there, you can use dik or sankhya as purvapada if you have taditartha. So you have if you know you're going to use it as part of a tadita prayoga, or uttarapada means is part of a bigger samasa, or samahara. If it's a samahara, like panchapatram, like panchapatram, panchavati. These are not sanyas, but they are samaharas. So panchanam, patranam, samahara, panchapatram. So that is so these also can be used. But what do we have? We don't have tadita right now. We don't have samahara. We have uttarapada. So that is what Malinatha is saying. So remember this condition, the dik sankhya sanyayam, and then this one 2151. Okay. So if you know 2150, you can look for 51 is the way. Okay, so that's what that sutra is. That whatever sutra Malinatha, we should try to understand why he's giving that. Normally he will not give simple sutra. He'll only give the important ones. So that's what he's saying. Ityadina uttarapada samasaha. That's what he means. Okay. And then what else has he given here? He's given Maharnavaha says Chatvaraha. Okay. Now the four great oceans. Now this is a Karmadharya Samasa. Aranava is an ocean. Actually, I think Arana means water. Like in old India, you heard this Dasharana. Dasharana was a country in India, state. It's just 10 waters. Like Punjab is 5 waters, Pancha. So similarly, you have 10 waters, Dasharana. So Aranava, this va is the pratyaya which is Tadita pratyaya, one which has waters. Jalanidhi is Aranava. So this Taditas come in many varieties, and this Matupartya pratyaya it is. Matupartya, you will not suspect that. See, Matup comes in many varieties, and this is one of the varieties. End of 5.2, you'll find this sutram. In end of 5.2, where this word Aranava is formed. So Arana means waters, and Aranava, one which has waters, and then that means Sagaraha. And then we make a samas out of it, Maharnava. So Maharnava means the great oceans. This is Chatvaraha. He gives a commentary on that, the four great oceans, because we have 4 Kumaras. So that's why he says the 4 great oceans. And that's it. Ratnaihi, no commentary. So these gunas of these boys were like the gems that they had. Aradhya, and the gems are in the ocean. And Aradhyamasu, you already call Anandayamasu. So if you go to the English translation, we already did this verse last time. Just covering it one more time. So translation will say that by their virtues, so gunaihi, these means te kumaraha, pleased equals aradhayamasu. We learn a new meaning today. Generally, radha, tasya radhanam ihate, comes in Bhagavad Gita, radhanam ihate. So that he means, of course, worship, bhajanam. But here it means like, to please somebody. So they pleased their father, so Gurum is their father, to whom they were devoted, is Guru Vatsalaha, Guroho Vatsalaha, Guru Bhaktaha, Pitru Bhaktaha, as is Iva. The great ocean, I think you should make it the great oceans, because Maharnavaha, we should make it the great oceans. Mahat is the great ocean, Aranava. Did him means the same verb comes down, aradhayamasu. Him is tam eva, that same Dasharatha. With with jewels, or ratna with pearls, ratnaihi. And this monarch of the four quarters, this is tam. Monarch is isham. Of the four is chatur, and quarter is antam is diganta. That's what we already covered. The last thing is, how did mahat become maha? We've seen it many times, is that when you have some change occurring in the pura pada of samasa, you have to go to 6.3 of Ashtadhyayi. And 6.3, we have seen this sutra many times, just refresh your memory. That will have sutra an, this adesha a. Kamajikarana samasa, or the jatiya pratyaya coming, then the mahat becomes maha. So the sutra starts with an mahata. So that one will be 6.3. We'll find it in 6.3. It'll be, let's see, 6.3. Here it is, 6.346. An mahataha samanadikarana jatiyayoho. Jatiyayoho. So mostly samadhikarana. When you have samadhikarana, then mahat becomes maha. Otherwise it doesn't become maha. Let me say mahat seva. So if you say mahatam seva, mahat seva, it will not become maha seva. Maha seva means great service. Mahat seva means service of the great. Could be. So that's how you know that this has to be samadhikarana. In fact, that's easy, because if you have, could be bahuvri though. Could be bahuvrihi. Doesn't mean only karmadharya. Samadhikarana can be bahuvri also. Like Mahatma is a bahuvrihi. This is Mahan Atma Yasya Saha. But Mahaseva is a Karmadharya Samasa. Mahati cha asau seva cha. Mahaseva. It can be bahuvri, can be Karmadharya, but it has to be Samadhikaranam. Then Mahat becomes Maha. So that's what this shloka says.
Satish?
Yes, sir.
The actually it says Maharnavaha in plural.
Yes.
But the English translation said the great ocean in singular.
Yeah, that's probably, I think, we need to change that one.
Now, any idea what the plural might be of all the ocean? Meaning, how many oceans were there?
I mean, they're talking like north, south, east, west, four oceans. That's what they're talking about.
Do you think that sort of thing?
Look, Manilata says Chatvara. He says Chatvara. He
Yeah,
says
right.
four.
I mean, in the north, I don't know what they may be meaning, or just saying it doesn't mean.
I think it's just, like in the Puranas, they have this conception of the universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has these oceans, layers of oceans. So this is mythological mainly,
So,
I don't know if this is, but it makes sense, north, south, east, west. But I see your point in the north of Himalayas. So what ocean is there? But
yeah, right.
He does say four. So what else can it be, right?
Yeah, I mean, east,
I'm
west,
guessing
south. We can kind of know today, but
Yeah, exactly.
I
We
wonder
know
if they
the
meant
north,
anything.
Yeah, the north right now we don't know it. But otherwise, how could there be four otherwise, right?
Yeah.
That's the other question,
Yeah.
But I think for the poetry, it has to be 4 by 4 because there are 4 Kumara and 4 oceans.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That makes sense. But
Yeah.
otherwise, I don't know exactly what he means by 4.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's this shloka. The last shloka now is, let's read it. Suragaja iva dantair bhagnadaitya siddharaihi naya iva panabandha vyaktayogair upayaihi haririva yugadirghair dorbhirjaunshais tadiyaihi patiravani patinam taish chakashe chaturbhihi. Again, I'm not doing justice to shloka. By the way, this is one thing which you remember. All these meters have a way of singing the meter, which I don't know. Okay, so really we are kind of doing very injustice over here, because of course Anushtup we all know, but even like the other one also we know, the Trishtup also we know. But all these chandas, they're supposed to, and not only that, some chandas has to be used at the end of the Sarga. Some has to be used to highlight certain things. So Chanda Shastra is interesting Shastra, which is part of this, Kavyam. But in this class, we are only doing Vyakaranam here. We are not doing Chandas. But there is a particular way to chant all these meters, and they signify certain. Of course, in this case, he's finishing the Adhyaya, so that he kind of puts the whole thing at the end of that. That is obvious. But beyond that, there are a lot of things which go on in the Chandas, because in the old days, as I mentioned, they did not have like highlighters and underline and all these things, So they have to depend on the meter. But there is no written. It's only Vak Parampara. So meter will highlight those things. Like in Gita, your 11th Adhyaya of Gita, right, of the Vishwarupa Darshana, is that when Vyasa uses the most Trishtub meter. That's like a climax. It's like a Gita climax, So you would have like this in the music in the background kind of thing. Is what he's trying to suggest, that this is like, a very, very important kind of astonishing events taking place. So that's what the meter suggesting. So this is the way I'm reading it is only to do the padacheda and to get the vyakaranam. This is not the way to read this shloka at all, actually. But suragaja iva dantaihi bhagna daityasidharaihi naya iva panabandha vyaktayogaihi upayaihi harihi iva yugadirghaihi dorbhihi अंशैहि तदीयैहि पतिहि अवनिपतीनां तैहि चकाशे चतुर्भिः. One more time. Suragaja achimiri padachera udu suragajaha iva dantaihi bhagna daityasidharaihi nayaha iva panabandha vyaktayogaihi upayaihi harihi iva yugadirghaihi dorbhihi अंशैहि तदीयैहि पतिहि अवनिपतीनां तैहि चकाशे चतुर्भिः. Simple sentences. Go for the tingantam padam. Tingantam padam is chakashe. Chakashe. Dhatu is kash. Kash is to shine. Prakasha we all know, right? So this is a third person singular Atmanipada lit form. Atmanipada, lit form. Lit, as I mentioned to you already today, you only have to worry about third person because it's parokshe lit. Parokshe means you cannot say I did something, I wasn't there. And generally when two people are talking, it'll probably not be parokshe because we mean like once upon a time. So once upon a time, probably, the speaker is not going to be face to face with somebody who was once upon a time. So Madhyam Purusha also is very rare. Very rare. Even like in the entire Bhagavatam, maybe like, I don't know, less than 5 times maybe, at the most. I think you have the Madhyam Purusha lit. Of course, the Uttama Purusha lit is extremely rare. It's almost used to like, signify somebody's out of his mind, or like he was out of his senses. So that is, so only third person. So we have the ta, atam, ja, and the ta becomes a. Litaha tajayor a shirej. The ta and ja becomes a and ire. A and ire. You don't have this in the Gita, by the way. This Atmanipada lit is not in the Gita. One of the few things which is not in the Gita is this Atmanipada lit. You only have the Prasada lit in Gita. Of course, Atmanipada is much less common, but it is not there in the Gita. So quickly we just saw the prior shloka, we had the lit prayoga. Lit prayoga is very common in these Puranas, narratives, very commonly used. So in the Lasya Adhikara, we see the sutram litaha tajayo, ta and ja becomes esh and irej. So here it comes. Litas tajayor esh irej. We already saw this one before in the prior shloka when you got the null atus ustas parasmi padana. But the ta and ja become esh and irej. There's only one ire ending in all tinganta. If you see the word ire ending, if you can almost close your eyes and say this is going to be the third person plural Atmanipada lit. Like Purush Suktam, right? Gavo jajnire tasmaat jajnire. The jajnire is a Atmanipada bahuvachanam lit. Like levire, the remire. So when you say the ire ending, if you know it's a verb, it's going to be the third person plural Atmanipada lit. But here we have the singular, so we have the a. And the rest of the prakriya is same. You can do the abhyasa karyam. So kash becomes haladi sheshaha, rasvaha, and kuhosh chuhu. So the ka becomes cha, and then you just add the a ending. And lit pratyaya is ardhatuka. So no shap, etc. They don't come because of litcha sutram. So also refresh your memory is all the abhyas sutrams are end of 7.4, which have to be mastered. They are very, very common, very, very important. And in the 7.4, the first few sutras are only samanya sutras, and then the specific ones for each kind of abhyasa. So when you start from 6.4, the from 7.4. 7.458 Atalopa Abhyasasya. This Anuruta Abhyasasya goes down to the end of 7.4. So this Rasvaha, Haladi Sheshaha, Sharpurvashthayah, Kuhoshchuhu, and this Urat. These sutrams, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have to know these because they're going to be very, very common coming in a lot of places. Okay? And then the specific sutra will come later, but these 5 you should know. One more time, Rasvaha, Haladi Sheshaha, Sharpurvashthayah, Kuhoshchuhu, and Urat. Okay. Alright, so we got the form Chakashe. So we are looking for now, so that's how we start attacking the sentence. This is a big shloka, huge shloka it is. But there's only one Tingantam Padam inside there. Only one verb is there, Chakashe. So we already know this is going to be a third person, Karta is going to be there. Pratham Purusha Karta Bhavet. So we can now find him. Who is that? And there we find the word Patihi. So, Avanipatinam Patihi. A little bit of kavyam going on. So his Pati can mean master, or the caretaker, can mean lord. Of the Avanipati is a Raja. Avani is the earth, Bhupati. So Avanehe Patihi, Avanipati means this is, see, Rajas have many words like Bhubhrut, Bhupatihi, so Naradipa, Naresha, there's a lot of words for Rajas. Avanipati is one of them. And in the commentary, there is no, what does it say? Avanipati Nam Pati equals Raja Rajaha. See, that's what he says, Raja Rajaha. It's not Kubera, but this is, it means the king of kings. So Rajnyam api Rajaha. So Avanipati itself is a king. Avanipati Nam Patihi is the king of kings. So this is Shashita Purushaha. So we got that much. So the king of kings shone. He looked very splendid. Looked splendid, you can say. Chakashe. Okay. So that is that. Then we got 3 upamas over there. We got 1, 2, 3 upamas. Before we get to upamas, we look at this one. Chaturbhihi. Taihi Chaturbhihi. Why do we need that? Because once we go to the upamas, we're going to find something in Tritiyas which are there. We have to compare that. We should know what's being compared to whom. So the Taihi, again we have a Tat Padam. We do not see Yat Padam over here. Let's go to the commentary. Taihi, does he tell us Taihi? It'll come down there. Okay, here it is. Taihi equals Putraihi. So you don't have to scratch your head. It's very clearly mentioned. Taihi equals Putraihi. So with those sons. So we keep your life very simple. Taihi Putraihi. So generally, if the Yat Padam is not there, the commentator will give you. If he's kind enough, he'll give you. Of course, see, all commentaries are not so kind, okay? Sometimes they will not give you. Because particularly if it's not Kavyam, if you're talking Vedanta or Mimamsa, they will not give you like very nice all these things. So that's why we're studying some Kavyam because, we want to get the grammar and everything down first. If you go to other subjects, they're not going to tell you grammar like that all the time. They will assume you already know the grammar. Then you're going to learn that subject, If you're doing science, they will not teach you English and science. They assume you know English already. So that's why it is important to learn from Malinatha because he will tell you everything very clearly. So Taihi equals Putraihi. Of course, they will also give you, generally if you have good Gita commentary, they will also be very nice to you, but it may not be all the time. So Taihi equals Putraihi. Chaturbhi Putraihi. So very, very straightforward. So with those 4, and what kind of Titiya is this? What kind of Titiya is this? As I mentioned, you have to go to 2.3, find a sutram for that. And that says Sahayukte Pradhane. Means that which is apradhanam, but which goes along with something. That also will take a Tritiya. Say Putrena Saha Mata Gacchati. Angaihi Saha Vedaha. Means Veda with the Vedangas. Angaihi Saha. So Jnana Vijnana Sahitam Bhagavad Gita. Vijnanena Sahitam Jnanam. So Jnana with Vijnana. So with. So Taihi Chaturbhihi Saha. So along with his 4 sons. Dasharatha, who was the king of the kings, he looked very splendid. And then what we do is we look at the Titiyas and the Prathamas in these 3 upamas. So we say Iva, Iva is already here, or 2 times Iva is given. So let's take the first one. Sura Gajaha Iva. Sura Gaja is Prathama. It's going to compare it with the Dasharatha. Sura Gajaha is, you can say Suranam Gajaha. So Airavata, this is the, Airavata is supposed to be Indra's elephant, Sura Gaja. Like Airavata. So he's shown like Airavata. And then the Tritiya is Dantaihi. So like Airavata, which is, we need to find 4 of this. Chaturbhi goes all the way, okay? The Chaturbhi is going to connect to all 3 of them. So the Kalidasa has to find Upamas where he has 4, 4, 4 or something, So he's going to find 4. So what is common between the Upama and Upamaya is this Chaturbhihi Chakashe. That part you have to connect to all of these Upamas. Chaturbhihi Chakashe. So Suragajaha Chaturbhihi Dantaihi Chakashe. So the Airavata is shown with his 4 tusks. And these have now a adjective, which is Bhagna Daityasi Dharaihi. Bhagna Daityasi Dharaihi. Let's look at the Vigraha Vakyam down here. Bhagnaha Daityanam Asidharaha Yaihi Taihi. So you have the Yat Tat construct. That means that, that means that we have a Bahuvrihi compound. So when in the Vigraha Vakyam, when you have Yat Tat, could be any vibhakti of that. Yena Saha, Yasya Saha, Yasmat Saha, Yasmin Saha, could be anything. But that tells you that you now have a Bahuvrihi compound. Okay? And he also makes sure that Chaturbhi is connected both ways. He's saying Chaturbhihi. So you have to bring Chaturbhi all the way, we already talked about that. So now let's look at this compound detail. So Bhagnaha Daityanam Asidharaha. So Daityanam Asidhara is Shashitat Purushaha. You can make it as a bracket. This is one bracket, Daityanam Asidharaha. In fact, Asidhara also is a compound, which he has not bothered to give it a vacuum. It's a very common compound. He is not going to give you that, because he can only give you so much, He cannot go in all the details. So Asidhara should be a simple compound, So Dhara is like the edge of the sword. So edge of the sword. So Asidhara. So the Asidhara Daityanam Asidharaha. So the edges of the swords of the Daityas. The Ditija. Daitya means the son of Diti, the demons. And Bhagnaha. Bhagna means broken. Broken. Bhagna is broken. Dhatu Bhanj. So they were those tusks by whom the sharp edges of the swords of the demons were broken, were crushed. So the tusks were so strong they could break the sharp swords of the demons. So Bhagnaha. And one more thing in the Bahuvrihi, you see the Nishtha coming Purvam. Bhagna is Nishtha. The Pratyakta is coming here. So we see a Nishtha as a Purva Padam. Start thinking Bahuvrihi, okay? Because in Bahuvrihi, the Paniniya Special Sutra in 2.2, where you say Nishtha Padam, is going to come Purvam in Bahuvrihi. Sutra called Nishtha. The Nishtha Sutra comes 2 times Ashtadhyayi. One side is one with Nishtha, which you always use in the Bhute Adhikara. We use Nishtha when you want to use to form the past passive participle. We have the Sutra Nishtha. See, in Ashtadhyayi, some sutras come in two places. The same, like Te He. Like Bahulam Chandasi comes many times in Ashtadhyayi. But it has to be taken in that context. So when you have the Sutra Nishtha over here, that's in 3.2, that will say that you can use the Nishtha Pratyayas in the Bhutarthe. So if you say, that Nishtha is 3.2.102. In the Bhute Adhikara comes Nishtha. But that's not the one that we are, because the Bhute Adhikara starts from 3.2.84. But we are looking at the Bahuvri, so it's completely, that's what I mean. This is a completely different context. The same sutram, Nishtha. It means two completely different things. One says you can use Nishtha Pratyaya, the Taktavatu Nishtha is defined in the first Adhyaya. You can use those pratyas in the bhutarthe, following any dhatu. Dhatu is not mentioned. That's the meaning of that sutram. And this is saying that the nishtha padam will become purva in bahuvrihi compound. So when we look at the meaning, it's completely different. There's no connection at all between one and the other. One's talking about a compound of the purva nipata. One's talking about using, these pratyas in the bhutarthe. So that you have to be very careful of this Anashtadhyayi. Unless you know the context, you don't know what a sutra might mean. So the one that we want right now is the one in this nishtha 2236, because it says, because in the purvam, in the samasa, what becomes purvam is what Panini is talking about. In that he starts with bahuvrihau nishtha. So this is your take. Purvam bahuvrihau nishtha. So this nishtha pratyaya will come in the beginning. So that is, you have to get used to that. Like in Gita, so many places. Sita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava. Sita prajna yasya saha. Sita is coming first. Let me say dushta buddhi. Dushta buddhi yasya saha. So many examples you can say. Nirasta mohaha. Nirasta mohaha. Nirastaha moha yasya saha. So this nishtha coming puram is very, 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 very common in bahuvrihis. To get used to that. So that bhagnaha is coming first. Now what is bhagnaha? How do we get that word? Dhatu is bhanja. Bhanja. How did bhanja give bhagna? Now, first of all, we need something to nishtha pratyaya is the pratyaya kta. So we need the kta to become into na. There's only one place in Ashtadhyayi when that happens, is that in 8242 starts the section where the nishtha takara becomes nakara. Nishtha takara becomes nakara. That's in 8242. So the first thing which we have is that any dhatu ending in the repa or dakara, pradabhyam, nishthato naha, purvasya chadaha, that's 8242, is that the nishtha takara becomes nakara if the dhatu ends in da or in the repa. We don't have that. That's 8242. Pradabhyam. We are dhatu bhanj, it's jakaranta dhatu. So we cannot use 8242. We need to find something down here. One of them is, I think, oditascha. Oditascha. Any dhatu which has O as an it, following the dhatu also nishtata becomes na. If you look at, so then we need to go to dhatu patha and see what it letter is on this dhatu bhanj. And I'm looking at the dhatu patha right now, and I suspect that it's going to have, see, the dhatu, in dhatu patha, the dhatu is bhanjo. That's what I mean. Dhatu is bhanjo in dhatu patha. So because of the O as an it, the nishtata became na. So let's look at this one very quickly. We can, when we have the dhatu bhanj, take bhanj plus the pratyakta. Of course, lashak vatadite anubandha lopeta. So we get, reason I'm going to the grammar here, I want to show you how this Ashtadhyayi is organized to generate the right forms. So the first thing which happens is that this nakara takes lopaha. Okay, anybody can give me a sutra for that? This upadha nakara taking lopaha. Oh, two hands up. Oh, I'm impressed. Quickly. Okay, let's take Anuji. Yes, Anuji. Anuji, go ahead. Okay, I think Hari is also there. Hari, you there? Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Aniditam halupadayah kingiti.
Very good. Aniditam halupadaya kiniti.
And the anuvritti is that shnan nalopaha, the nalopa is coming.
Very good, very good. So in fact, this dhatu which I said, the dhatu in dhatu patha was bhanjo. It had no E as an it. This one did not come from having E as an it. That's important. So that is why, when these dhatus have E as an it, you get the num. Iduto num dhatu ho. Iduto num. So any dhatu which has E as an it, you get this num agama. Iduto num dhatu ho. But that's the sutra from which the num agama section starts. Iduto num dhatu ho. But then why does Panini bother with that? Why not put the nakara directly in the dhatu patha itself? Because he wants to remove that nakara in some cases, like in this sutra which you are looking at, the 6424, aniditam. Aniditam means if that nakara did not come from E as an it, then only this nakara goes away. So aniditam, halopadhaya kiniti. So that's how this in 6424, this dhatu na is going to, this dhatu's nakara is going to take lopaha. And we will have the bhaj plus ta. Now we are, we'll have that, rupadaya kiniti. So you get bhaj plus ta. And then when we go to the tripadi section, the first thing that happens is that we get the chohokuhu, jali padante. So if you have the cha varga followed by the jal or padante, it becomes the ka varga. So we're going to get the bhaj. You're going to get bhaj. Now that number is chohoku, I think is 8 to 30. So we're going to get bhaj plus ta. So we did 8 to 30. Now reason, keep these numbers in mind, because first thing we'll do is the reason I'm going also detail is that the first thing we did was in the Sapada Saptadhyaya is the first chance. We don't do it. We don't go to Tripadi unless we give the Sapada Saptadhyaya a full chance to operate. The first one we applied was the 6424. Then only we came to the Tripadi. We got 8 to 30. And after that, we're going to use that I think what we look at 8245 was it? Oditascha. 8245. We're going to make the nishtha takara and nakaras. We're going to get bhaj plus na. I'm sorry. We did we got the gakara here because of chohokuhu, and then we make into bhag plus na. And that is the 8 to 45. Look at this order for 1 second. See, this takara was required to make chohokuhu, because the chohoku is 8 to 30, chohokuhu is 8 to 30. That is only if it's followed by jali or padante. So this is the beauty of the Tripadi section. We could not make this, we don't want the nakara to come too early, because it will spoil the chohokuhu. So we need this takara to come before. We need the chohoku, the gakara to come before the nakara adesha over here. So that's why 8 to 30 is placed before 8 to 45. This Tripadi of Panini is really a masterpiece. How the sutras are placed to exactly operate, with before others and after others. Not only that, the sutra Kharicha is coming. Kharicha. So that would have made this ga into a kakara. So if the kha letter follows, you get a chara adesha. But that's coming later on. It's coming in 8.4. So it never got a chance to come, because by the time that comes, the nakara already has come here. So that's how we heard. That is why you can appreciate the Ashtadhyayi order, Ashtadhyayi kramaha. So first we do 6.4, then chohoku while the takara is still alive. Then in the meanwhile we make the nishtha into na, and now kharicha cannot come into play, because now we don't have the kar. Nakara is not a kar. So these are all beautifully placed in the Ashtadhyayi. So that's how I want to show you how this takes. So we get the form bhagna. So bhagna means that it is broken. So this Bahuvari is explained here, bhagnaha daityanam asidharaha yaihi taihi. So that's the first upama is being given. So Dasharatha was like Suragaja, he was like the Airavata. Anuji has a question. Yes, Anuji. Anuji, are you there? I think her mic is not working maybe. Okay. Okay. So that's the first family is what we have. So he's shown like the Airavata Gaja with these 4 tusks, the tusks being compared to these 4 Kumaras, and the tusks were powerful tusks just like the Kumaras. They were capable of breaking the edges of the swords of the Daityas. If you want, we can even go to the translation and just cover that part, what we've already done. It says, as the is the Iva, celestial elephant. Celestial is Sura Gaja, with his 4 tusks. The 4 comes down from Chaturbhehi. Tusk is Dantaihi. That broke is the Bhagna. That is the Bahuvari. So Yaihi Taihi. So broke is Bhagna. The sword edges is the Asidhara. And then of the of the demon host is the Daitya, Daityasi Dharayihi. Now one more thing we saw is that, let's see, is Dhara a feminine word or a masculine word? Let's go to our Apteji. Because one more thing might be happening, the Bahuvrihi might have made the Dhara into Dhara. So we had the word Dhara. So let's go to here and let's see what we can find of the word Dhara. Because like in Gita we saw the example, Sita Prajnasya Ka Bhasha becomes Sita Prajna, even though Prajna is the Pratipadikam. So if you look at the word Dhara, Aapko Dhatu is Dhru. Dhru is to hold. But do we have, if you have a word Dhara, then we don't need to make short. We already have it. But if the word is Dhara, then we have to make it Dhara. That's also another thing which has happened. Let's see what he says. Oh, both are there. Dhara is there, Dhara also is there. Okay, then we are okay. Because Dhara, let's see what Dhara says. Holding, bearing, streaming, boundary or limit. Okay, I guess it's okay. We have boundary or limit. Driving, snow, deep place. But I think the more common word is probably Dhara. Let's go to Dhara for a second. Dhara is down here. Dhara. And that says a stream of water, like, Jaladhara. Shower, continuous line, a line or a streak, margin or edge or border, the sharp edge of a sword. See, Parashudhara, Dharaya. So that means this word Dhara is probably going to be a feminine word being used over here. See, that's Malinatha says in the commentary, he's told us that it is, we have this one, Bhagnaha Daityanam Asidharaha. The Asidharaha is going to be the feminine nominative plural. So the question, but in the shloka we have Bhagna Daitya Asidharaihi. So we have a masculine form here. How did that Dhara become Dhara? So we need to make the shortening in the Bahuvrihi. And that we have to go to the 1.2 sutram called Gostriyoho Upasajanasya. Gostriyoho Upasajanasya. So that's very important sutram which I wanted to point out to you. Again, we've done all this grammar before, but I hope that we will all remember this. We can only practice. See, 1 to 47, 48, it says, Rasva Napumsake Prajipadikasya. 1 to 47. That in the neuter, we cannot have a Dirgha Swaranta Prajipadikam. Because of 1 to 47, it will become Rasva immediately. So there is no Prajipadikam in the whole language, which is neuter, ending in a long vowel. The 1 to 47 says, Rasva Napumsake Prajipadikasya. It cannot be long. The next sutra says, Go Striyo Rupasajanasya. So if we have the word, single word, go, one single word, and then striyoho, means Stri Pratyayanta. What he means striya doesn't mean the word Stri. Stri Pratyayanta is what he means here. If you have a feminine, with a feminine affix there, then it becomes Rasvaha. So we had the word Dhara, that Dhara. That was with the feminine affix stop over there. So that became Rasvaha in the Bahuvrihi. Because in Bahu, Upasajana means that it is in the Sutram Prasamanidishtam. Prasamanidishtam Samasi Upasajanam. In Bahuvrihi, everything Upasajanam. Because in Bahuvrihi, the Sutram Anekamanya Padartha is Sutram. Anekamanya Padarthe. Sutram which you are using in Bahuvrihi is Anekamanya Padarthe. And then Anekam is Prasamanidishtam in Bahuvrihi. And that's why in Bahuvrihi, all the Padar have the Sanya Upasajanam. That's why Panini has a specific Sutram, which one will go first. See, normally Upasajanam goes first in the Samasa. Upasajanam Purvam. But in Bahuvrihi, since all are Upasajanam, we don't know which one can go first. So that is why we need all the sutra like Nishtha that we saw before to tell us to put Nishtha as first. So that Gostriyo Upasajanasya, Gostriyoho Upasajanasya says that when something is Upasajana and it has a Stri Pratyaya at the end, it will become, if it's at the end of a Prajipadikam, it will become Rasvaha. That's how we got the Asidhara. It became Ramavat. So finally, that's the whole prakriya. Bhagna Daitya Asidharaihi. So those were the tasks by which, this is Yaihit in the commentary, Yaihi Taihi, by which the The edges of the sharp edge of the sword of the demons were broken. Next one he gives is a strange one, I must admit. The next line is a bit strange to me, but we'll go through it. Nayaha iva. That part is easy. Nayaha iva. It's like ethics or politics, the science of politics. Nayaha. So nayaha iva. And this is nayaha can dhatu is ni. So nayaha means that by which the kingdom is led. That by which you lead the kingdom is nayaha. So nayaha iva is like the ethics or this politics, the science of politics, morality. And then he gives upayaihi, upayaha. So this is like the science of politics which was shining, which is upaya, which is remedies, expedients. And this is a kind of a technical word. Even the upaya can mean any device, any kind of means, any it can also mean like a trick or something also, any remedy. Here it means it has a specific meaning. And these are the if you look at upayaha in aptages, you can see upayaha. It has the otherwise you might ask which are the 4 upayas. We want 4 upayas because in the whole simile is being done 4 by 4 everywhere, right? So we need to find out what the 4 upayas are, and that will come in the if you look at upaya in apte, you will see the it says upayaha. We should thank the University of Chicago for this, right? They made the apte available online. It's good for us. It says upayaha. It says the this one, a means of success against an enemy. There are 4 of them. Saman. Saman means like you conciliation. You try to kind of make up with the enemy, make him happy, or negotiation. Danam, by giving bribery or charity, you try to win over the enemy. Then bhedaha. You can sowing dissension among the enemy, split the enemy. Finally, dandaha, punishment, open attack. So these go in order. First, you should try the sama, then you should try the danam, then bhedaha, and then dandaha. So these are the 4 upayas. So in the Upama, what he's saying is that it is as if the science of politics was shining, which is 4 remedies at hand. Because they are like the accessories, of this science of the 4 accessories. So because Dasharatha had these 4 Kumaras as his kind of his helpers. Some same way as Airavata had the 4 teeth as his helpers, as weapons kind of. So this politics science has these 4 remedies. But now he says inside he has an adjective which is a little bit strange. He says Pana Bandha Vyakta Yogaihi. Let's go to Malinatha now. He says Pana Bandhena equals Phala Siddhya. Pana Bandhena equals Phala Siddhya. Generally the one Pana generally means like a stake or a barter or interchange or like a business transaction. It can also be like a stipulation. Some like a legal stipulation. It can be like that. So that's the common meaning of pana. Like pana also means something which is available for sale, like a merchandise, like a merchandise. Then he says so pana bandha. The bandha can be like contract, attaching, closing. So pana bandha could mean like a contract, which is like a contractual agreement. Your agreement is a contractual agreement. But here he's saying Panabandhena is taking Phala Siddhya. So he's taking bandha like a siddhi, like closing. Closing means like kind of like a culmination, success. And pana is saying is Phala Siddhya. That's what he's taking it over here. So we'll take it what it is. It's a strange usage, I must admit. If you look at dictionary, you will not find this usage. This way you have to go with Malinatha. What he's saying is Phala Siddhya. Means by the success or by the achievement of the result. And then that's only a part of the compound. And then he says Vyakta Yogaihi is Anumita Prayogaihi. Vyakta means like expressed or made evident. That is V plus Anj, is to express. Yoga is prayoga, means one whose application, whose application is apparent by the result, is what this samasa means. Panabandha vyakta yogaihi is phalasiddhya anumita. Anumita is anuma, is to guess. Anumita, so which can be inferred. So these are remedies whose usage, prayogaha, can be inferred from the result or from the success of the operation, phalasiddhya. So of course, because when you win over the enemy, we don't know exactly what the king, what has the king has done, right? The politicians. So these are upayas which are done kind of behind the scenes. So they can only be inferred from the fact that the when enemy was conciliated or was won over. So from that you can infer how the upayas were used. So again, panabandha is the difficult part in this samasa. Because panabandha, as I mentioned too, generally pana does not mean that way. Pana means either like a stake or it can mean like a gambling stake. When you stake something in gambling, when you stake something, that's called pana also. Or like a transaction or a barter or a stipulation, that means pana. But here he's saying panabandha is phalasiddhi. So that one if you take Maninatha's word for it, I will accept it as it. Again, there's no grammar. This is only the word. This is the usage of the particular word is used by Kalidasa in this particular way. Grammar is straightforward. Grammar is phalasiddhi is phalasya siddhi, success of the result, accomplishment. Siddhi is accomplishment of the result, and then phalasiddhya is titya tatpurusha. So the panabandha vyakta is going to be a whole bracket. It's going to be a tatpurusha with tritiya tatpurusha. So he says phalasiddhya. You see over here phalasiddhya. So that is going to be tritiya vibhakti, and then anumita, because he's also giving you a paryaya shabda. So vyakta equals anumita. Vyakta equals anumita. Yoga equals prayoga. So what you look at is, what you do is take pana, bandha, vyakta, make it as a bracket. And then we come back to the same bahuvri logic. You have the vyakta yogaihi. So you have the nishtha as a purva padam. Of course, nishtha is this thing hanging behind, but that's okay. Now finally we have pana, bandha, vyakta as first titiya tatpurusha compound. And then we have nishtha anta padam we have. And that will go puran bahuvri. So that is finally we have a bahuvri. Anumita prayogaihi. Now why do we not see the yat tat in the commentary? Because I mentioned to you, when you have the yat tat in the vigraha vakyam, we can say it's bahuvrihi. Now how come he didn't give us that? What has happened here is that he has given a new bahuvrihi, which should be easy for us to decipher. He's not going to give it that much details. So he took the vyakta yogaihi, which is a bahuvrihi, and gave us a new bahuvri, anumita prayogaihi. So from this you get the anumanam. So maybe that's a pun in itself. Anumita prayoga. The prayoga has to be anumita from this itself. We have to understand. So that he did not give the vigraha vakyam. He did not give the vigraha vakyam. So anumitaha prayogaha yesham te. He did not give us that, because that should be very easy for us. He just took it and made it into a new simple bahuvri for us. So he took this bahuvri vyakta yogaihi and made a simple bahuvri which we are supposed to understand on our own. Anumita prayogaihi. And that's a good pun in itself. This prayoga should be anumita, should be inferred by us. So that's why we don't find the yat tat, okay? Because he never gave us the vigraha vakyam for this bahuvri at all. He kept it as a bahuvri itself. In different words he mentioned it to us. Okay? So the panabandha is phalasiddhi, make it shashi tatpurusha. No vigraha vakyam. No vigraha vakyam. Because shashi tatpurusha is the most common compound in the whole language. Nobody is going to give the vigraha vakyam for that, generally speaking, unless you look at a vyakaran text. So almost you will never find vigraha vakyam for that, because it's very easy. So you should understand that. Then panabandhena, bandhanena is he's already making a titya tatpurusha for you over here. So that one he has given you. And the final bahuvri you understand on your own. Okay. So this big compound, this is how you decipher them. So they are remedies whose use can be inferred from the results. That's from the accomplishment of the result. That's what it means. So again, Nayaha is Dasharatha, and the Upayas are the Kumaras, and there are 4 of them again. Okay. Now the last one is giving is Harihi Iva, very straightforward. Hari Riva. So Dasharatha will commit Lord Vishnu. So Dasharatha is like Lord Vishnu. And now Chaturbhihi Yuga Dirghaihi Dorbhihi. So Dorbhihi. There is a Dhapadividikam called Dos. Dos means the arms. Dorbhihi. So Dorbhihi Titya Vibhakti of the Dos Pratipadikam. So we already looked at the Tritya coming in the Upamas because we have Tritya in the Mukhya Vakyam. We have Chaturbhihi Putraihi. So Chaturbhihi Dorbhihi. So Hari has 4 hands, Lord Vishnu. It's like Lord Vishnu shining or looking very splendid with his 4 hands. The 4 hands has an adjective. Yuga Dirghaihi. Yuga Dirghaihi. The Yuga is like the dhatu yuj is to join. So Yuga is like the yoke of a chariot. It's called Yuga. Yuga also means the of course the Kala Vishesha, I mean like the eons, the ages. So that by which I guess time is joined is the ages. So Yuga has many meanings. One of them is as a yoke. So the Vishnu's hands, they are as long as the yoke of a chariot. So what kind of samasa is this? Let's look at what but I forgot to mention in the last compound, Nayaha is Nitihi. We already saw that. The same dhatu ni. So Naya equals Niti. Niti is a more common word. Like we say Rajaniti, right? Politics, Rajaniti. Oh, Radhika ji has a question. Yes.
Yuga is also a phase.
Yuga is also a phase, right?
Phase 2.
Yes. So it has also another meaning. Yuga has various meanings. So this one, but here it means
because
the
here the what is that word? The arms.
yes.
So Yuga means 2 arms.
Oh yeah, Yuga means dual. I'm sorry, Yuga means dual. Yes. Yuga means dual. Yes, Yuga and Yugma also means dual.
2 arms.
But here
2
it
long
means,
arms.
but here we have 4 arms, Radhika. We have 4 arms over here. Because we have Chaturbhi is coming here. Chaturbhi. So that's why we have to take but you have a good point. The Yuga also means like joining, like coupling. So when you have when you have a pair, so Yuga means a pair also, something which is coupled together. But here we have to take the other meaning, which means it is like the yoke, because we have 4 arms over here. But good point. It has that meaning also. Thank you. It has that meaning of a pair, which we don't have. So to complete the comment on the last, he gave Naya becomes Niti. Why did he give it like that? Naya equals Niti, because Niti is the most common word. So he's saying this Naya is the same as Niti, which we should all know. I think I also mentioned to you many times is that whatever words are given by the Tikakara, we should know. We may not know Nayaha, but we should make sure we know Nitihi. This word Nitihi, we should make sure we know that going forward. Okay. So going forward, whatever words are given in the light, which is not in the bold, like those words, we should make sure we understand them. One second. Hari has a question. Yes, Hari. Hari, you have a question, Hari? No, mistake.
Yeah, Satish ji.
Okay, go ahead.
What is the meaning of Dorbi?
By the Bahubhi.
So Pratipadikam is Sakaranta?
Is Sakaranta, dos.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Sasajushoruhu.
Okay.
So you get the Swadishasranamastani Padasanya, Sasajushoruhu.
Okay.
Because is dos.
Okay. Thank you.
I think it's in Laghu Siddhanta communities there, I think. Okay. Radhika ji has a question? Yes.
You have a sloka says Durbhiryukta Chaturbihi Spadikimanimai Makshamal Amdadhana.
Yes, correct. So there are many sloka which use those. It's not in Bhagavad Gita, but it is a common word. It is not that uncommon word that those is, and many shlokas have this word door. Good, thank you. So that is, you should get, so this is not an uncommon word. It is given and even though Mulinatha gives dor bhi equals bhujaihi. He's given bhujaihi. So he's being kind to us. He's giving us bhujaihi, but we should know the word those also going forward. So what I was telling you is that at least the word in light you should know going forward. The ones in bold you may not know. You should, for example, you should know the word nitihi. You should know the word, of course, chaturbhi we should all know. Samadhibhi you should also know. Phalasiddhi you should know. So you may not know Panabandha, you may not remember, but you should know Phalasiddhi. Okay? Now let's look at this compound, Yuga Dirghai. This is that kind of upama kind of karmadharya compound which we have. We have these two kinds of compounds which is karmadharya. This is like Megha Shama. Megha Shama. So Megha Iva Shamaha, which is Lord Krishna, who is dark like the cloud, like the rain cloud. So there Panini gives two sutras. Upamanani samanya vachanaihi. Upamanani samanya vachanaihi. When the upama is in the compound with the samanya vachana, what is the samanya guna? What is the samanya dharma of this? The samanya dharma is the dirghatvam. Dirghatvam of the shama varna. So when we have Megha Shama, the word Shama is in the compound. So that is the commonality. The common dharma is in the compound. So Megha Shama. That's the one kind of compound which we have. So this is what we have over here. That is what Malinatha says Iva. Iva means he's going to say Upamanani. Again, he is not going to give sutra number for that. We have to know the sutra on our own and connect them. Because otherwise, he's going to give sutra only when it's an advanced sutra or complicated sutra, he's going to give you. He's not going to give you this sutra all the time. Or maybe one more possibility is that we are now in the 10th chapter of this book. If you read the book from chapter 1, he'll be more kind to you in the earlier chapters. He'll give you more of the sutra in the earlier chapters. He will not repeat them every time, because otherwise it's just useless, repeat them all the time. So Upamanani, again Upamanani is Prathama Nidishtam, it will be Purvam. In the Samasa Vidhaka Sutram, that which is in Prathama goes first in the compound. Upamanani. So Upamanam, that is the simile, that is the thing which is given as a comparison. In our case, we have the Yuga. That is Upama. Upamanam, I should say. Upamanam. So Yuga is the yoke. In the Megha Shama is the Megha. And that goes for with the Samanya Vachana, Samanya Dharma which is there, that is Shama or Dirgha. But the next one says Upamitam. Upamitam. So that which is the main item. Okay? That which is the Upameya, that is which is going forward, like the word Purusha Vyagra. The Purusha is the one who is being compared to something, to the Vyagra. So when he goes first, and when you don't have the Samanya Prayoga, it's Samanya Prayoge, Samanya Aprayoge. When the Dharma is not there, means the Purusha Vyagra, when you say, so he is like a lion or like a tiger due to what? Maybe Shurata, maybe Balavatta, because he is strong like a tiger, or he is fierce like a tiger. But that Samanya Dharma is not there. We say Mukha Kamalam. Mukha Kamalam, we don't know why. Because Saundaryam is there, maybe Komalata is there, maybe, or Saumyata is there. So that is not in the compound. When you have Samanya Aprayoga and the Upamitam goes first, then you have this Vyagrahadi. When the Samanya Dharma is in the compound, then you have Upamanani Samanya Vachane. So these two sutras you remember, please. The 55, 56. When you have Upama in a Karmadharya, you can have one of these two most likely. And the first thing you see is the Samanya Dharma in the compound. Then you're going to have and Upama will go first. The second one will be it will not be in the compound. And you will have the Upamitam going first. And we have the Vyagrahadikana. Okay? So we have 2155 because he says the word Dirgha is in the compound and the Upama is going first, the Yuga Dirgha. Again, we will not get this in the commentary. He's only going to say this. I think the typo in the commentary. I think this typo should be Yugavat, not Yugapad. Yugapad means simultaneous. So it's a very bad typo. It's a Yugapad, Yugavat, I should say. Yugavat means like say Meghavat, Megha Iva Shamaha, Meghavat Shamaha. So he's dark like a cloud. So Yugavat. So his dirgaihi chaturbhihi dorbhi equals bhujaihi. So we got the whole thing. So he is like Lord Vishnu with his 4 arms, which are long like the yokes of a chariot. And then what he has done is he made the connection down here between Harihi and Dasharatha. He says tadiyaihi anshaihi. Is tadiyaihi. What is tadiyaihi? Is Hari Sambandhi bhi. Hari Sambandhi bhi. This is a tadita. It's tadita pratyaya. Tadiya means the Hari Sambandhi. He says, see, when you have any tadita, you have some sambandha. Okay. So when you say tadiyaihi means tat sambandhi bhi. And tat is who? Is Harihi, because he's mentioned over there. So Hari Sambandhi bhi anshaihi. That's another thing which he has done, because he just mentioned Hari as the Upama. And then these 4 sons which Dasharatha had were the anshas of Hari. So the ansha of Hari can be connected probably both ways. These arms of Hari are like his ansha. They are like parts of him, parts of Hari. So are these 4 boys. They're also anshas of Hari. So there he's made a bit of a nice poetic thing he has done. He has put tadiyaihi anshaihi ubhayatra sambadhyate. It comes both ways, with the kumaraihi and also the bahubhi or bhujaihi. And tadiya is tat sambandhi, the tat purusha is tadhita, from tat pradibadikam. We come from yushmat pradibadikam, I should say. Yushmat became tat. Because when you use yushmad or asmad in a singular sense, in a compound, they become tat and mat respectively. You see, madacharya means my acharya. You see, asmad acharya means our acharya, means 2 or more of us. So it becomes very important. So these are special usage in the compound. Yushmad becomes tad, asmad becomes mat when it's a singular usage. If it's 2 or more, they stay the same. So become yushmadiyahi. So tad so I'm sorry, I'm sorry, it's something wrong thing. This is not a yushmad. This padma is tat. We don't need that over here. I take it back. Because it becomes twat, not tat, become twat. So please cancel that. So I'll repeat one more time. There's a mistake. Pramadha kshantavyaha. There's a mistake on my part. Is yushmad and asmad becomes twat and mat respectively. We don't have that here. We have pradibadikam tat. Tat remains tat, no change. So if we say twadiyaihi, that would have been yushmat. But we have tadiyahi. We don't have twat. We have tat. So please correct that. There's nothing special here. Tat remaining tat. Okay. So sorry about that. So tadiyahi means just tat means harihi. Hari sambandhi. Okay. Yes, Hari asked a question about Hari. How about that? Hari is a question about Hari. Okay, Hari, go ahead.
Is there a word called tasmadiya as well as asmadiya?
No. Asmadiya will be there.
Okay.
Means belonging to asmad sambandhi. Means 2 or more of us.
Okay.
Madiya will be mat sambandhi. Only connecting to me.
Okay.
You can have twadiya. You can have yushmadiya. You can have madiya. You can have asmadiya. All 4. But of course the madiya and twadiya will be singulars. But here we don't need any of, because this is tat pradipradikam. So here we don't need any of that. But yes, there will be both of them, asmadiya and madiya. And you have swadiya and yushmadiya. Okay, so so that's a little bit poetry. He has connected this tadiyahi anshaihi goes both sides. So again, we won't go into the grammar of this tadiya, because this is the if you want to look up the grammar of this, look in Shastriji volume number 5. He'll give you tadiya prayagaha. I'll just mention sutram is called vruddhachaha. So this in the there's a shesha adhikaraha, and this I'm sorry, I said I won't do it. I'm doing it anyway. I can't resist the temptation of going into the grammar. But vruddhachaha, pratyaya cha comes when you have the vruddha sanya, when you have the another mention I'll talk about it for a second. Is you have this adhikara called sheshe in the in Tadisa Prakaram. Means all miscellaneous usage. Sheshe. The reason I'm bringing this up, by the way, is a little bit important because, see, why did Malinatha not tell us what kind of sambandha we have? Okay, he only said, see, because he's only saying Hari Sambandhi Bhihi. He did not say any sambandha. For example, if you have a word like Vasudevaha, you don't say Vasudeva Sambandhi. You say Vasudevasya Apatya Puman, right? When you say Bhagavan, you don't say Bhaga Sambandhi. You say Bhaga Asya Asti Iti Bhagavan. So you give the specific meaning which Tadita came. But here he didn't give that over here. He only said Hari Sambandhi Bhe. Why is he being so vague like that? Why doesn't he want to say what meaning it is in? That's why I'm pointing to you what that means. Why he's saying Hari Sambandhi Bhe and not saying what sambandha. He's not clarifying that point. Reason for that is that this adhikara called Sheshe. Sheshe. In Sheshe, all of the miscellaneous meanings, anything which is miscellaneous meanings, Sheshe. These pratyas can be used. Various pratyas. It doesn't. You don't have to say. It might be just like a like an kind of an unspecific kind of sambandha. You can use these pratyas. So that I think that's what Malinatha means by this Hari Sambandhi Bhehi. And there is a sutram called Vruddhachaha. What number is that? Vruddhachaha we should have somewhere here. Yeah, Vruddhachaha, okay. 42114, Vruddhachaha. So what is Vruddha? Vruddha is not an old man. It's not an old word. Vruddha means old. But here it's a technical, in Vyakaranam, Vruddha is a technical term. It's a sanya. Vruddha is a sanya in Vyakaranam. So Vruddha means that it is a term which has a vriddhi as its beginning vowel. Maybe Hari knows the answer. Yes, Hari.
Yeah, Satish, it's vriddhiryasa cha madistad vriddham tadadini cha and eng pracham deshe.
I'm impressed, Hari. What number is that? First adhyaya.
173, 74, 75, I think.
Thank you, Hari. So yes, Hari is absolutely right. Yes, he gives the sutra numbers, with what it means is that generally when you say something which has a vriddha sanya is that something which has a vriddhi as its beginning, is first vowel is in the vriddhi state, vriddhi radaj, which we don't have. We have pratipadam tat. We are using a pratipadam is tat. We don't have any vriddhi over there at all. Then how can we use vriddha chaha? By the way, the chaha becomes what? The chaha becomes iya. By the 711, we go down there for a second by 711, because we have the 712, I'm sorry. The ayaneya, ina, iya, iha, pada, kacha, gam, pratyadinam. So when you have the pada, kacha, gam, when you have one of these five, pratyadi, they get replaced by the ayaneya. So I'll look at ayana, so it becomes the 712. Ayana becomes ayana or aya or the ina, iya or iyaha. That one is here. Ayaneya. So ayana, aya, ina, iya, iyaha. Pada, ka, cha, gam, pratyadinam. We have the pratyaya cha right now. It's number 4 in this list. We have pada, ka, cha, ga. So cha is number 4. The adesha is yatha sankyam. So we have ayana, then we have aya, like kaunteya, word like kaunteya. That's the 3 pure dhak. Pratyaya dhak becomes aya, kaunteya. And then we have the pratyaya ina, pratyaya kha. Then we have the iya, which is cha. That's why we have vruddha chaha, the cha becomes iya. Okay, that's why we're wondering what is this cha. Cha means iya, basically iya. So we got the form tadiya, tat sambandhi. Now, as Hari was telling us before, what is the vruddha sanya we can get when normally we have the adi vruddhi. The vruddhi is the adi in that, which we don't have. We have the pratipadikam tat. There's no vruddhi involved over there in tat. But then what it says is that there's a sutra below that. It says the tyadadis also get the vruddha sanya. And it is this one, which Hari was telling us before. 1173 is the first sutra. Vruddhir yasya acham adihi. Tad vruddham. So vruddham is something, it's a vruddha sanya. When the acham adihi, the first vowel, is in vruddhi. So when some term, some group of letters has the vriddhi letter as their first vowel, then the entire term becomes a vriddha sanya. The next sutra is tyadadini cha. Tyadadini. In the sarvadini sarvanamani, tyadadi is a subsection of that. In that we have the pradipadikam tat. So that's how we got the form tadiya, by using the vriddha chaha. And I think that is what Malinatha is telling us when he says tat sambandhi. See, that's what I mean. These commentaries are very loaded, We have to understand what they're trying to say. Sometimes we may not understand what they're trying to say. Because normally in Tadita, he should tell us what sambandha there is, which is not telling us for a reason. It's in the Shesha Adhikara. That is why. Hari Sambandhi Bhe. Okay. Again, maybe all of you don't want to know all of this, but that's what he's saying, Hari Sambandhi Bhe. Anshahi Anshabhutaihi. Anshabhutai means they were fragments. They were playing the role. They were consisting of the fragments of Hari. Chaturbhi Taihi Putraihi Avanipati Patihi Raja Rajo Dasharataha. Now then he gives Chakashi, he's giving a paryaya shabda. Vididyute. Dhatu is dyut. Dyut is to shine. Dyut. And vidyut is to shine with, like, vidyut is actually lightning, vidyut. This is, some people also have names of Vidyut. My son's tennis coach name is Vidyut. His name is Vidyut. Anyway, Vidyut is lightning. So Vidyut is to shine greatly. Dyut is to shine. Vidyut is to shine greatly. So he's giving the same lit lakara. Also notice one thing. He's maintaining the same lakara, the same purusha, the same vachana. Okay? And he's also in this case maintaining apanipada also, but that may not be. So when you get a paryaya shabda, generally they'll maintain the same lakara, the same vachana, the same purusha. So he's saying this, he's giving it the word vididyute. So dhatu dyut. Dyut has become vididyute. So that is the lit lakara form. So dhatu dyut. And the ending A is coming, the same ending A. And we're getting the dyut is taking sampasaranam, became didyute. Because now sampasaranam we have, where we go sampasaranam 6, 1, 15, 16, right? I've mentioned this many times. I hope you all know this, so I don't have to mention it again. But sampasaranam, when you say, you should immediately go to these two sutras, 6, 1, 15, 16. 6, 1, 15, 16 is sampasaranam. And there's some sutras below that also. So if you don't find it there, look below that. So we have to have the vachi sapi ajadi naam kiti, and then the next one is the one that is one that is down here. 6, 1, 16 is there. 6, 1, 16. So he says grahijya vai vyadi vishti vachiti vishchati vishchati naam. Actually, it is not there. So we have to now find some sutram here. It's homework for you. Okay, find sutram how this became. How will you find this very quickly? By the way, how will you find this very quickly? That you can just go to the dhatu vritti. Look at dhatu dyut. In fact, if you want, we'll do it together right now. Look at dhatu dyut in dhatu vritti. In dhatu vritti, he'll give all the lakara forms in the first few. Why am I going to all the details? Because this is in the commentary. This is what Malinatha is saying. We should know this word. So that, as I told you before, whatever Malinatha said, we should know that. Whatever he said by Kalidasa, we may not know. That's okay. But we should at least know what Malinatha says. So this is a common word. We should be able to derive this one. We should not be able to, should not have problem with this one. So Vididyute is saying, so the clear dhatu is dyut, but the abhyasa became di. The abhyasa is di. So now there clearly, like Arjuna Vacha, there's something has happened there. Taken. So if you look under dyut in the dhatu vritti, Mali dhatu vritti, dhatu dyut, I'll give you the page number. Just look at it together. Dyut is, let's see what page number it is. Dhatu dyut. It's on page 231, okay? On the dhatu vritti book, page 231 is the dhatu dyut. And in the very first few lines, we should be, get this one. Says Okay, actually, this is coming in the Abhyasa section. Okay, it's a good lesson. This is a good lesson for me for today. See, in every class I learn something. I learn something new, even though basically I don't. This is my lesson for today. See, here he says in the very second line, if you have the book open in front of you, Dyuti Swapyoho Samprasaranam, number 7468. The reason I went here is that I did not find this in the 6.1, 16, 17. In this dhatu dyut is not in 6.1, 15, 16. Because this is vachi sapiyajadi naam kiti grahijya vai vyadhi vashti vachati vrishchati prichati. He says brijjati naam. So, and then he says liti abhyasasya ubhayesham. So these dhatus in 6.1, 15, 16, all 20 of them take the samprasaranam in the lit abhyasa, but dyut is not there. So clearly we have a problem. It's not there. So we have to go down here, I was thinking. But what has happened is that this one is stuck in the abhyasa section. So there is Saranacharya gives Sutram 7468. This is how you find answers to your questions. Where should you go to find the answer quickly? Quickly you want to find the answer. Any lakara question. It's a lesson for today for all of you. If you have any lakara question, tinganta question, go to dhatu vritti. And when of course if it's in bhaimi, you don't have to go anywhere, you find bhaimi itself. Otherwise you can go to dhatu vritti in the very first 2-3 lines. He'll give you the answer. If it's not there, you're missing something obvious. Okay, so for the rest of your life, lakaras are easy for you. You can just go dhatu vritti, find the answer. Okay, so this one he's giving us the answer over here. And he says this one, 7467, Dyuti Swapyoho Samprasaranam. And here we have in the, these take Samprasaranam in Abhyasa, Dyuti and Swapyoho Samprasaranam. So that's what we found that the Dyut takes Samprasaranam in all Abhyasas, not only Liti. Liti is coming later. If you look at the 7467, if you go 7467 for a second, so that's my lesson for today. The 7467 has a samprasaranam in that. And because it's an abhyasa samprasaranam, 7467. Dyuti sapi iti etayo abhyasa samprasaranam bhavati. That's all it says. Any abhyasa, not only lit. And here it is. Vidit dyute. How about that? We got the answer right here. In Kashika itself, this form is being used. Vidit dyute. So this is something which Mulinatha expects us to know this. We should know how to get this form. Vidit dyute. Okay. Okay, so that completes this verse. I think we got the only thing strange which I found in this verse was that middle one, this Parna Bandha Vyakta Yoga, is kind of a little bit strange to me. Is their efficacy or the usage can be inferred from the success of the operation, of the result of the operation, and this word Parna. Everything else was kind of straightforward, mostly, of course a lot of samasas. And this thing connecting both ways, the tadiyahi anshaihi connects kind of both ways over here. Let's go to translation. We got most of it now. So it says, as the, that's the Iva. Celestial is Sura. Elephant is Suragaja. With his, that is the Tritiya Vibhakti, with. Oh, that's one more thing. Because we have Tritiya Vibhakti, Tritiya. This is Saha Artha Tritiya. With them. So with. Sahayukte Pradhan is Pani Sutram in 2.3. This Titiya can be used. So what kind of Titiya we have is with these. With his 4 is Chaturbhi, connects everywhere, the 4, 4, 4, 4. Tusk is Dantaihi. That broke is the Bhagna. Sword edges is Asidhara. It became short in the Bahuvrihi. Of the demon host is the Daitya. Or king's craft is the Nayaha, Rajaniti. With its 4 expedients, that is Chaturbhi Upayahi, whose use, that whose is Bahuvrihi. Use is the Yogaha, Upayogaha, Prayogaha, is inferred, is Vyakta. Look, see his translation exactly the Mulinatha translation. This is how people translate, by the way. What they do is that they take the shloka, they take all the commentaries, and all the prior translations also. Then they made the translation. So this translation is not that hard. If you have all the commentaries and all the prior translations, and you know grammar, and you have Amar Kosh and dictionary with you, it's quite easy to translate. Because see, why I get the word inferred from? Because we saw that in the, he says Anumita. See, Anumita was given by Malinatha. Anumita Prayogaihi. So exactly that he gives in English. So the English translation is nothing more than the same translation in the Tika, made into English for you. But this is also good. You can use in the reverse way, by the way. You can use this. If you want to learn the Tika, which you don't understand the Tika, you can go to an English translation, because they will take the same thing from the Tika and the translation. So if you don't understand Bhagavatam, if you don't understand the Sridhar Tika, then go to Gita-based translation. They will translate from the Sridhara Tika only. So that means now you've got a way to translate the Tika into English also, by the English translation. Okay. So inferred from, that is the Vyakta Anumita, achievement is the Bandha, or the fruit is the Panabandha, is the Phalasiddhi. Again, exactly as Malinatha has given. Or Vishnu is Harihi, Iva, again the same Iva. With his 4 arms is Dorvihi, Chaturbhihi. Long as the pole of a yoke is that, that is the Yuga Dirghaihi. So with his means Vishnu's, Tadiyaihi Anshai. Tadiyaihi means Vishnu's. Partial incarnation is Anshaihi. The 4 sons, which is the Chaturbhihi, Taihi, Chaturbhihi Kumaraihi, Tadiyahi Anshabhutaihi. The 4 sons, shown is the Chakashe. The Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord means Patinam Patihi. Pati is Supreme Lord. Lord of Kings is Avanipati is King. Avipatinam Patihi. That's how the whole. So we take the shloka step by step. As I mentioned to you, if you don't understand the whole thing, it is okay. At least get the simple verb, get the karta, get the upama, whatever you can, and try to understand the commentary down here. Whatever you will not understand the whole thing, it's okay. Get whatever word you can get, you can try to understand. We only have few minutes left now. What I'll do is that we can try to just introduce the next Sarga, then we'll stop. I think TV has to talk to us about this Ramayana Parayanam. In case, if you didn't get the email, there's going to be a Ramayana Akhanda Parayanam on the Thanksgiving weekend. So we'll talk about that. If anybody wants to participate, we can talk about that. But let's go to the next. This is the one I'm getting ready for that. Let's go to the Raghuvamsham next section. Let me see. Let me go to this one. Let me find the next page for you. We find the okay, I think this one. Okay. The Eka, let me make it big for you a second. I'll follow the. Okay, Hari has a question now. Yes, Hari. Yes, Hari.
Yeah, Satish ji. When you say Avanipati, what is the meaning of Avani? Is it Dirgha Ikara in there or?
No, it can be. I think both are available. I think here is the Rasva. It means this means Dharani. It means the Prithvi.
Okay.
Prithvi,
because in Apte, I'm not able to find the Prithvi meaning somehow in the dictionary in the website.
What is he Avani? What is he for Avani?
He says Avani to lead or bring down or push into, to cause to flow, to lead away.
You're looking at the verb. Go look at the noun form.
Okay.
See, Avani, I think one is protects, right? Ava is to protect. I think Avani may be the one that protects you. Avani, I don't know how it became Rasa, but I think Avani is one that protects maybe. Could be one meaning. I'll look it up, but I think Avani. In fact, if you already asked me, let's look at Amar Kosha. What Avani says. What he says for Avani. So Avani is the. This is a good place to look at these meanings. Avani. Okay. So because Prithvi is a very common word.
It says Avani is earth.
Avani is earth. Right? So,
Yeah.
So I think Hari, look at the noun form.
It says
Avani is a short e. Okay. I'm looking at short e.
Yeah, it's
okay, not long e. Look at the
Avani
short.
and feminine Avani.
Okay, so I think on the website it's kind of difficult to find on the. Are you looking at the book, Venji?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So probably it's easier to find in the
Okay,
book.
so
Okay.
you have both versions. You can have Avani here and also Avani.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's we looked at last time because a lot of these short E can become long E's also.
Okay.
While I have you, let me look at what Amar Kosha gives as the.
But is it a compound ava plus ni?
That's
Like
right.
how is the Pratipadikam formed?
It is that's what I'm looking at right now.
Okay.
Purmera Chala Rasa Vasundhara Sthira Dharitri Dharani Kashipi Kshitihi Vasumati Vasundhara Prithvi Medini Mahi. And he says, let's see, where is Avani? It's coming in the next one. Visna Mittika Avani. 1 second. Avani. Medini. Oh, Avani is okay. This is here. Same shloka. Avani is in this same shloka. Avani. These are all the words of Prithvi. You know. Let's see what he says for Avani. It is Mahi. The last one. Then he says Avati. Avyateva. Dhatu is Av. Which protects. Avarakshane. Rakshana Adav. So that which protects you or which is protected. He's given both of them. Avati Avyateva. Which protects people, which is protected. And it's Unadi Pradivatikam Hari.
Okay, okay.
This is number 2.102 Unadi Sutram. The Pratyaya Ini is there. Ini. So
Okay.
it is iti, sorry, ani. So Av plus ani. So Avani. Which is protected. It's Unadi Pradivatikam. Okay, so that's regard the word Avani. I think time is almost up. Let's just look at this one sloka. Only Mangalacharanam we'll do and we'll stop now. So it says, Kaushikena Sakila Kshitishwaro Ramam Madvara Vighata Shantaye. Again, I'm not doing the proper justice to the chanting because it is a particular meter which we chant in a particular way. But Kakapaksha Dharametya Yashita Stejasam Hi Navayaha Samikshate. If in the bottom in the commentary he does give us the vrittam over here. Rathodhata vrittam. Rathodhata is the name of vrittam. And he's giving the meaning of the vrittam. We'll see it next time. So this whole thing is this whole sarga is this particular vrittam he has given. So Kaushikena Saha Kila Kshitishvaraha Ramam Advara Vighata Shantaye Kakapaksha Dharam Etya Yachitaha Tejasam Hi Na Vayaha Samikshate. So one more time. Kaushikena Saha Kila Kshitishvaraha Ramam Advara Vighata Shantaye Kakapaksha Dharam Etya Yachitaha Tejasam Hi Na Vayaha Samikshate. We got kind of two sentences here. First sentence is Kshitishvaraha Yachitaha. So the king was requested. The king was requested. Kshiti also is the earth. Kshiti. So Kshitishvaraha is the lord of the earth. Kshitishvaraha Kaushikena Yachitaha. So the king Dasharatha was requested by Vishwamitra. And then we got requested for whom? Is requested for Rama. So Ramam Yachitaha. So this is very interesting. It's going to be seen all next time. If you want to do some homework for next time, please look at Shastriji volume number 2. Sutram Akatitancha. Akatitancha. Where is a very important sutram. Where he talks about Vikarmaka dhatus. There are 16 of them. 12 plus 4. And why 12 plus 4? Because when it becomes passive, in the 12, we have the, like over here, we have one of those 12. Malinatha gives us that. What does Malinatha say? He will say, Yachehe, Dvikarmakad Apradhane Karmaniktaha. See, the Apradhana, which was the king was requested. The king is Apradhana because Vishwamitra wanted Rama. His main thing is to get Rama. No, Dasharatha is secondary from there. Dasharatha is not primary from that. So Dasharatha was requested for, so Vishwamitra, we want to make, so as homework for you, make this sentence active. Make this sentence active. So Kaushikaha Chitishwaram Ramam Yachitavan. Yachitavan. So Vishwamitra requested Rama from Dasharatha. So what is the pradhana karma over here? It is Rama. Because that's the ipsitamam of the kartru. Kartu ipsitamam karma. Ipsitamam means which he wants the most. He wants Rama the most. That's what he wants. So Dasharatha is secondary for him. So that is, but what happens in the passive now? Is apradhana karma has become abhita. That's what this sentence of Malinath is. We'll look at detail next time. Is yachehe dvikarmakat apradhane karmaniktaha. The apradhana has taken in karma it has become the abheta. So in these 12, that's why I said 12 plus 4. In these 12 dhatus, the apradhana becomes the abheta in the karmani. In the 4 dhatus, the pradhana becomes abheta in the karmani. So please look at the sutram, look at Shastraji volume 2, very good example. This is very confusing sutram many times, very confusing. So please look at, even books have some mistakes sometimes. So this one I'm talking about is gets the karma sanya, akathitancha, very cryptic sutram. As Hari says, it's like a Panini pun almost, He doesn't say much about this. Akathitamcha. So this one, 1451, please read for next time, okay? Akathitamcha. And then look at the commentary on that. The commentary gives the 16 dhatus. And then let's just finish in 1 minute and we'll stop now. You're already at 8:45. Then advara vighata shantaye, for pacifying or for putting to rest the destruction of the yajnas or the impediment into the advara vighata shantaye. For that purpose he requested Rama. Rama is an adjective now. Kakapakshadharam. So he is holding these locks of hair which look like the wings of a crow. This is a particular jata, this shikha, which the small boys used to have in the old days, kakapakshadharam. The remaining is a separate sentence. Tejasam hi na vayaha samikshate. When it comes to those who are powerful, illustrious, for them age is no barrier. Age is not to be looked at. Na samikshate. We don't have to wait for them to come to the right age. Because even young boys, if he's a very illustrious person, very powerful person, he's going to be powerful. It's not going to be don't have to wait for them to come of age. So that's next time. So let me do Mangalacharan. So please read the Sutram Akaditam for next time, okay? Ramo Rajamani Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Bhiyata Nishachara Chamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Raman Nasti Paranam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittalaya Sada Bhotame Bho Rama Muddhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasanama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Sri Rama Nama Varanana Om Nama Iti short here. Yes, TV. So Wayne, you want to stop the recording now, Wayne? Because we go to the next, this.
Yeah.
So maybe if you want to